Oh, sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. I was placing bets. Now everybody know when you're placing bets how that go. Boy, when I saw this, I said, let me take a nap. Then I'll get up and talk about it. So now I'm up. We can talk about it. The Milwaukee Bucks let go and terminate their head coach they just got in his first year. He didn't even finish his first year. I can't find on record where this happened to a white guy. I just can't. So all of a sudden, this guy, Adrian Griffin, who plays, well, not played, but been in the league coaching for about 16 years as an assistant, finally gets his shot at being the head coach. And why did they give this man a shot, ladies and gentlemen? It's because they believed in his ability to coach, or because he was what? Less costly. That is the reason he got the job. Not because they felt he was a good fit. They had just got out of a bad situation with Mike Buzenhauser. Okay? The thing is, the main problem that is starting to develop here that people have not seen yet, and it's this guy. Adrian Griffin is just a scapegoat in a process that's not serving him. Okay? That man that you see over there, or over here rather, this man should not be taking the blame as he's taking. He's a scapegoat. What's happening here is everybody believes everything is like a microwave. The Bucks are 30-13. 30-13. Let that sink in. So you're like one of the top teams in the league. We've seen Doug Black have a whole year where he went to the NBA Finals. And the next year, him and LeBron clashed. They were number one in the East, and he was replaced by Tyronn Lue, who was in the same situation they was. He was less costly. That's why they went. They went in that direction because it was less costly. It's not because they want it. Oh, no, 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 no. See, you love to defend the other man so much. Giannis is starting to turn into LeBron. You just don't like Giannis. I get it. And you like to come after Giannis, but no. When I call it how I see it. Giannis is starting to turn into LeBron. So we got to rein him in because he's starting to get crazy. A two-team parlay, you don't even need that. All you need to do is bet the under between the Clippers and Lakers tonight, which should be 229 or something like that. Let's bet the under. They're going under. You could take the Clippers on the money line. Take OKC on the money line. Take the Knicks to win by more than 4 on the money line. I mean, on the point spread. And you should be good. Now, as you can see, Giannis is starting to show he's turning into LeBron right before our eyes with this I need to have. Now, you got rid of Holiday and got Dame Lillard on your team. The players are not taking accountability anymore. They're passing the buck. Pun intended. Passing the buck. Now, who are they passing the buck to? The coach. Oh, the coach did it. The coach said we need to do this. The coach. Oh, it was the coach's fault. It's the coach. So all of a sudden, it's always the coach's fault. Now, this year, defensively, they're lower than they was last season. Right? They're 22nd, they're 23rd and 24th in points allowed, defensive efficiency. And for some reason, they're blaming that on Adrian Griffin's coaching style. Now they're saying that the coach wasn't something. Well, he was an assistant for 6 years. And from the people I know that I spoke to that know the coach in Milwaukee, they knew, they call him Adrian Griffin. They says, the guy doesn't have a speaking voice. Like, he's really laid back and he's kind of okay, all right, we'll try it your way. So it's like they've been doing it Giannis' way. They've been doing it Giannis' way. The coach has not collided with the team or the players. Nobody on the team has had a one-on-one with the coach and yelling at the coach. He is a what you would call a player's coach. But that's why you hired him. You see, this is the part that don't make the sense, that you be like, well, this don't make no sense. This is what you wanted. He was everything you wanted. You wanted a guy that was going to keep Giannis happy. Oh, Bobby Porter's getting into it with everybody, so it don't make no difference. The thing is that this coach has not exhibited anything that would stop or prohibit Giannis for being successful. Well, how about we take accountability for what the problem really is? Dame Lillard has never been a defensive player. Adding Damian Lillard to your team hurts you defensively. Holiday is an entirely different defender. He's a better defender than he is an offensive player. You got rid of that to get Dame Lillard, who plays 0 to no defense. He's more of a scoring guard. So when you got that on your team, you know exactly what's going on here. You should know what the problems are that need to be fixed on the team. Firing the coach isn't going to make it better. That's not going to get you to an NBA final because you fired a coach. Your team is just not good defensively. Y'all are like a roller coaster. They go up and down. They could be up 20, they blow the lead. It's all kind of craziness goes on with them. So if you're looking at everything in its totality, you're asking yourself the right question because you're going to be like, okay, what's happening here? It's not making a lot of sense. Now you hear the noise. The noise come in a lot of different directions. Well, if you think about it, if you look at, let's say, for instance, mm, all right, I'm riding with that. Let's take a look at it, for instance, Giannis and the rest of the team, right? These people have embarked on a situation that has not been beneficial for them for years. And I mean it, 4 years. The team has not looked like they were going to break through and dominate the entire league for the past 2, 3 years. They won it in 2021. And here it is, 2024. And now you bringing in Doc Rivers, who, yeah, he can come up with a defensive strategy, but what is that going to do when Dame Lillard doesn't play any defense? So Dame Lillard, who has gotten his coach fired, got Chauncey Billups hired, and all of a sudden he played all those years in Portland. They was one of the highest scoring teams in the league and couldn't win. Only 1 year did they make it to the Western Conference Finals, where he allowed Steph Curry to average 35 points a game. Steph Curry in a series averaged 35 points per game against you. You were the primary defender in the biggest series of your career, and Steph Curry averaged 35 points per game against Dame Lillard. I will never forget that as long as I live. Steph Curry torched him every night. And he was the reason they lost. Taking bad shots, not playing defense, of course, not fighting through pick and rolls. He's the gap defensively. Now, when you don't play with tempo and you play more of a half court game, like the Milwaukee Bucks, this team plays, they play slow. They're 30-13 and they play slow. That's another thing to let sit in. He refused to wear a dress. Oh man. That is another great point, Caitlin McComb. Everybody seemed to get this. This doesn't fool anybody, right? When you make a decision like this with a black coach in his first year, he doesn't even get to finish his he don't even get to finish his breakfast, and he's already out the door. This man don't even get to finish his breakfast, and he already gone. As soon as he sit at the desk sharpening his pencil, they telling him, "Thank you for your service, but we're moving on from you." Now Giannis is starting to turn into LeBron. You can't ignore that. Look at what he did. He got Holiday out of there for Dame Lillard, right? After Holiday helped win a championship, they got Holiday up out of there. He got rid of Adrian, whatever his name is, Bledsoe. He got rid of Rockbody, which was the best thing they ever did, was getting rid of him. Malcolm Brogdon didn't come back. And here is the delusion. Man, you was doing all right, Kayla. You be missing the live streams we do. It turns into a Knicks chat every time. Like the one last night. Oh, the live chat we had last night was hilarious. It was hilarious. Will he get another job? Yeah, there's an assistant. They'll make sure he gets another job. Plus, his contract he got, he'll be paid out the rest of his contract. So he's still getting a check while he's waiting for work. Remember one of the richest coaches in the league, Mike Brown? Yeah, Giannis is starting to act a little spoiled and privileged. Like I'm the star and I get what I want. He's starting to go into that superstar big headness. His daddy would have kept him in line. Now he's getting out of control. He turned into LeBronish. He running up the tunnel, ready to fight teams for a basketball, game ball, and all this stuff. He's doing too much. Oh yeah, Mike Brown had 3 checks. 3 checks. He had the Cleveland Cavaliers who just hired him and didn't want to fire him. LeBron did not want to have that man coach him again. So Mike Brown had to go. That's why they got Doug Black. Doug Black just came in like, what's up? So oh yeah, Doc Rivers going to the Bucks. Doc gonna come over there and do what? Show his teeth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh Giannis, boy. Hey, yeah, great to be here. We're gonna do a little thing that's different. we gonna go and get the lead, and then we gonna lose it. Yeah, then we're gonna get to the first round of the playoffs. We're gonna be up 3-1, and we gonna lose it. Maybe the second round. I don't know, but that's where we going. First, second round. Yeah, that's what I do. I can bring that to the table. Oh my God. LeBron Mouth said he wanted Mark Jackson to coach the Cavs. Now, I'd only report it because that's what they said. You know, like I inquired about, let's get Mark Jackson. You know, he helped Golden State. And then they told him he can't coach in the league no more. He believes in God. Oh, but don't we all believe in God? Sure we do, but he really believes in God. Plus, he's great on television, giving takes. Clutch plotted this. I don't know who plotted it. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. Man, Giannis got 2-3 coaches fired in a week. What is that's what I'm saying. He's turned it into LeBron all the way. He got Dame Lillard over there and here's the thing. Holiday wanted to stay. Like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I love Milwaukee. Right when his kids are in school and everything, they just get him traded for Dame. Boy, Holiday wife went off after all he did. But see, you look at it, look at the defense Holiday was playing. Way better defender than Dame Lillard. And yeah, Dame gonna get you some points. But now you mess up, you take away from your so-called Scottie Pippen's game. Now, what is he doing out there? Middleton. And out of all this bad play, they're 30-13. Knowing how bad this looked, the organization wants to keep Giannis happy at all costs. So even if it makes the whole place look terrible, they want to keep Giannis happy at all costs, no matter what. Giannis has to be happy. So what should we do? It don't make any sense. They win a championship in 2021. Oh yeah, they got hired in 20. They won the chip in 2021. Beat the Suns. Giannis did it without another superstar on his team. Now that's all he wants is superstars. Remember, it was Buttonholzer's fault. And when they lost against the Miami Heat, right? What was happening? I don't think as a team we made the right adjustment, or we didn't make as many adjustments as we could have against Jimmy Butler. For me, I think this has been the worst postseason ever. And that was his final hoorah for Budenholzer. It was his fault. When they would have advanced, they were 0.5 seconds away from advancing to the next round and beating the Miami Heat. They let the Miami Heat catch an alley-oop, Jimmy Butler, and put it back in. How the hell is that Budenholzer's fault that y'all allowed that to happen and got yourselves eliminated? But it was his fault. So he had to go. That's what they told us. So when they fired him, they bring in a no-name head coach, first time on the job, Adrian Griffin, been an assistant for many years in Toronto. 16 years he's been an assistant coach. Now we're going to make him the head coach. His job is to keep Giannis happy. Then, guess what they do? They take away a defensive point guard and Holiday. You get rid of a defensive guard, you lose all your defense that you had that won you the championship. You lose Tucker, you lose all your defensive pieces, and they're gone across the league. Now you got all this offense. You bring in Dame Lillard. You slowed the game down. Y'all used to play with tempo. Now you're not playing with tempo. You're slowed down. Why? Because Dame Lillard plays a slowed game. He doesn't play an up and down transition speed game. Giannis likes to play a transition speed game. So now, because he's harder to guard in transition. So now it's a whole different mentality when it comes to this. Why would he leave Milwaukee when Milwaukee's giving him everything he wants? But now he's acting like an entitled baby. That's the problem I'm having right now, is he's acting like a complete entitled baby. No, he's starting to turn into LeBron. Somebody better grab him now, and they better get a hold of him right now because he's starting to turn to him. I ain't saying he's there yet, but he's on his way. This is how it starts. Somebody better grab him. They better get a hold of him because this is how it starts. If I coach the Milwaukee Bucks, they wouldn't like me very much. Dame Lillard definitely wouldn't like me. I mean, guess what you finna do? You gonna go and work off the ball. When you pass the ball, guess what I want you to do? You are gonna curl. Yeah, you're gonna run around the pick and come around on a pick and roll, catch the ball and shoot. That's what I want you doing. I want you playing decoy. Um, Greek ain't married. That's the thing he ain't that he should be is married. Well, things always make a turn for the worse or better, right? What people don't seem to get or understand is that when you move in a different direction, you have so many unbelievable outlets. Oh my gosh, it's been terrible. If you sit and watch it for what it is, you're sitting there like, wow, would they ever change this? Dane would have been horrible for the Miami Heat. Horrible. And I keep they dodged a bullet. You'd have been horrible over there. Because there you're gonna have to man up, you're gonna have to play D. Like Terry Rozier, that deal, man, I'm like, they got him for the low. They didn't have to spend much to get Terry Rozier. But getting Terry Rozier for Kyle Lowry, that's a whole different element. Now, Terry Rozier, what he brought to the table was something a little different. Terry Rozier can bring a lot of points, but he's a black hole, and he's a get into it with players. Him and LaMelo Ball couldn't stand each other. He couldn't understand why the organization is centered around him. And they've let all the talented players go. He was like, man, we could have won some, man. We could have been in the playoffs if it wasn't for this guy taking crazy circus shots to try to get on ESPN. Oh, they've had plenty of blow-ups in the locker room. It's just that they're Charlotte, so nobody cares. Michael Jordan wanted out. He knew what was going to happen with the team, and they was going to build this team around LaMelo Ball. And he told them not to take Scoop if they was going to build a team around LaMelo. You're going to build around LaMelo, go with Miller. Well, when you black, there's a small margin for error when you are black. There is a very small margin for error. Oh, that train is never late. That train is always pulling into the station. There's a small margin for error. Oh, that's a good point, Adam. I wouldn't say he was a team killer. I just say he was very opinionated. Scary Terry. Well, when you know what you want, you know what you want. You ever heard that saying? Some teams lose because they're afraid to face what they really are. A team know their identity, they know where they stand, and they still, I mean, just still do the same dumb it. And you're like, why? Why are we this bad? Why are we performing like this? What is the point? It doesn't make any sense. No head coach should be safe. Yeah, but it ain't true. You look at the brother in Monty. Monty, that record would get a coach fired. But a coach with 3 wins is safe, and a coach that won 30 and 13, he got to be fired. Think about that. One coach in his first year at the team, they're 3 and 30 and 40. His job is safe. But this coach who's 30-13, he got to go before the All-Star break. Pistons already eliminated from playoff contention, and it ain't even the All-Star break. Now, I love how they love to blame Darvin Ham and throw him under the bus. And it's not because Darvin Ham is family to us that we're defending him. I'm just saying, what do you want Darvin Ham to do? What is the coaching decisions you want Darvin Ham to make? I would love to know who he supposed to take out and put in. Pretty soon, people just gonna realize your team just stinks. You were 500 ball club coming into the season. I told you before they threw the ball up, they were 0-0. The Lakers are a 500 team. No, we got the pieces now. Yeah, we got a big. We got man. Yeah, we big now. Well, we got some. Yeah, we can get to the money. Last season you were big. You got smaller. This season, as I don't even know why, but you got small. You got a bunch of role players. Guess what role players do? They play a role. There's a reason they weren't starters. There's a reason that Ryu Hachimura was available for you. There's a reason Vanderbilt was available for you. There is a reason that all of these players you got were available and saying you could have them. If you keep trying to dig in there and randomly find 7 lotto balls and throw them on the table and say, all right, that's it, championship, we got it. What's up, Fred? It's not a custom, it's not guaranteed. There's no way you're gonna sit there and get a championship playing that way. It's not realistic. When you start to notice things not going your way, when you start to notice situations going in a direction that's not beneficial to you, then you start to say to yourself, okay, I see what's going on here. Only then. I never see it in a way. I look at it as what is the margin for success and the margin for failure, right? They've had black coaches come in and it's like they're on a short leash. The league was being punished for coaches hiring their buddies, not interviewing the people they supposed to be, playing this role, right? And at the same time, what they've been getting away with is constant. And I mean constant. Oh, it's been constant harassment, constant bullying, constant pressures from the league of they're not good enough. It's a small margin of error when you're black. It just is what it is. They always put you on a short leash. So the reason why the Pistons coach isn't fired is because of all of his money that he's paid. You're paying a coach 70 some $1 million. A lot of that money is guaranteed. So you fire him, you're just creating another situation that's not going to be beneficial for you. At the end of the day, everybody wants to be one thing correct. They want to have the right thing, they want perfect harmony. But when you keep giving a player what he wants, he becomes spoiled and he believes no matter what he does, he's going to get away with it. He's entitled. This is supposed to happen for him and nobody else. When you have that mentality, it's kind of hard to do your job and do it efficiently. Well, when you're faced with what people say immeasurable odds, when the odds are stacked up against you um, in such a way where you start looking at teams and saying, "Man, I just don't think tonight is that night." These are normally how it plays out. You know, it could go either way, but normally it goes in a way that's not beneficial. No, I mean he's gonna find another job. That's not even the case. Griff gonna find another job. Adrian Griffin will find a job. Plus, he's paid for the rest of this. He's probably paid for the next 2 years. Like I said, the Mike Brown situation. LeBron didn't want him coaching him, so they had just hired Mike Brown, and then he was just fired because LeBron ended up coming to the team. So they changed everything for LeBron. Well, after that, it became a what we say a different environment because with that scenario hitting the stages of what it represented for people, it became clear that we got to move in a different light, a different energy. He goes and take the Lakers job. Kobe fired. He gets fired by Kobe Bryant, basically. So now he got two checks coming in. Then he's an assistant for Golden State. So he had three checks from the NBA coming in. He was loaded. And everybody was like, that's dirty how they did Mike Brown. Yeah, but what no one would argue was the effectiveness of what they were doing. What do I think about like the game itself? The game itself is based on styles. If you have two players that play two different styles, it's hard to coach that. Oh yeah, they applauded when he got that right. Fired bro on his day off. They had to get somebody quick. They never had anybody in mind, and they didn't want to spend a lot of money on the coach because see, you're still paying out Buzenhaus. Well, Adam, the reason why the Cleveland Cavaliers defense was up is because they grabbed two defensive players from the Knicks, which crumbled the New York Knicks' defense and crumbled the team when they brought in Phil Jackson. And that was Shump and J.R. Smith. When they had J.R. Spliff, the Blunt brothers, they was back there high as hell, but those dudes was locked in defensively. And when they would play LeBron and stuff, they were actually giving him a hard time. So when they both were available, they made a trade to get both of those guys to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now they could mask all the defensive efficiencies for LeBron, which they were doing. Yeah, they was high as a kite every night, but they knew what they were doing defensively. Now the problem is when you got a guys in there that don't play defense, period, that's gonna help you in the East where the East is weak and doesn't have a lot of innate talent. It's like one or two individuals on the team that could play, but as a unit, they weren't really a threat. Right, the big 3 days is over. So when you back in Cleveland, there's nothing really, there to oppose you going to the finals. You're facing teams with losing records. Steph Curry dominated the West when teams was winning 60 games. Everybody in there got like 60, 57 wins. You're in the West. It's the wild, wild West for a reason. No. My take is they're not going to allow certain situations to become prevalent. When you don't let certain situations become prevalent and they take a life of their own, people react in a different way that's not normally beneficial to the overall process. Oh, you see it many times. You'll see a team say they finna do this, or we're gonna run these sets, or this is the best for the team, and this is what we know, and yeah, you see that a lot. Who know about college basketball? Who should I take tonight? Houston or BYU? They playing in BYU. Houston's on the road. Everybody just said Houston. Oh yeah, don't let back in the day you used to have to let people bet for you. That was a terrible idea. Don't ever let people bet for you. Like place the bet themselves. They be like, I bet on Texas, dog. I said Texas State. You know, he say that. It's in Texas. I hate that they be closing bets on you. Right when you getting ready to place, here they go closing another bet. I'm gonna listen to y'all on this one. Man, a lot of BYU showed up. Michigan is terrible this year, but they playing Purdue. I think Purdue is gonna beat them into the ground. I'm gonna take Houston. Even though I think the under is going to pay off in that game. It's going to be dicey. But if you bet Michigan and Purdue, bet the under. That's dicey. I'm going to be holding my breath throughout the entire blowout. No, when you start seeing things like words getting misconstrued and everybody going in a different direction, that becomes the narrative. If they do, I'm walking away. The reason I'm back is to get rid of Patrick Mahomes. This has got to stop. There ain't no who I got. We got Lamar Jackson. They've been screwing him over since he got drafted. Dropped him down to 30-something pick, knowing he was supposed to go way higher. Oh, it's the night. The Knicks and Nets are getting into it. Y'all finna get Donovan Mitchell, Gears. He said no DeRozan and Levine moment. Tell you, the Bulls are hard negotiators, man. They want everything. I got the Knicks by 2.5 points. But right now, they neck and neck. The Nets balling right now. Dog, the proposed trade, dog. Did you see what they offering for for Donovan Mitchell? The Nets is giving up 3 first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell, man. This is the craziest thing ever. That it didn't make a lot of sense. Well, if people look at the scales of what it really represents, They don't like Lamar because he represented himself. He was his own agent, him and his mother. They didn't like that. No. Yeah, well, when you have different entities out there that's in the world that's against you 24 hours a day, this is the problem you're going to be faced with. Well, I hope so. That's my thing. I just hope for the best for people. Obviously. Well, Justin Fields is going to have to learn to be a more efficient quarterback. You can't just run all the plays you like. You have to run plays you don't like. And once you get uncomfortable, that's when you start having success. People got to get back to being uncomfortable. When you like, man, they don't run the plays that fit him. I'd be like, dude, you got to run plays that don't fit you. Defenses hone in on the plays that you like to run. If they know you can't handle the blitz or you can't read it well, they're gonna blitz. So they're gonna force you to pass. It's like Kaepernick. Can't keep baby feeding these quarterbacks. You're gonna have to learn how to make a pass out of a bad situation. That's called the realities of being a quarterback. There shouldn't be a situation you can't adjust to, especially when you're the leader of the team and they looking up to you to make these decisions. Hmm. No, they know what they be on there. Oh, they still fighting for Donovan Mitchell. No, this is what the hell no. This is what they're trading for. For Donovan Mitchell, this is what the Nets are willing to give up to acquire Donovan Mitchell. No, it's what they're willing to part with. That's the crazy part. Right. They giving Cleveland Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royal O'Neal, the 2025 first round pick, 27 first round pick, the 2028 first round pick, and the 2029 first round pick. So that's 4 first round picks, not 3. 4 first round picks. Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royal O'Neal, and you know what they get in return? Donovan Mitchell and Isaac Okoro. That's how desperate Brooklyn wants Donovan Mitchell. If you're Cleveland, you're going to lose him anyway. He said all the former Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, and the whole team ain't nothing but used Brooklyn. Cleveland Cavaliers team is nothing but Brooklyn. They'll never win a championship again. They never should have won the first one. Mm. Well, that's one way of looking at it. But all right, let me go finish watching this next game. All right, I'm out at you. Shouts out to KB, Kwame Brown, Ticket TV, The Dreamers Pro, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, Orlando Black TV, and I'm out.